Hey, what's going on to all of my Cancer crabs out there? So, please make sure to get the book at Amazon or Barnes & Noble. The link will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for personal readings, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below. As usual, still pretty much lower than a lot of people's asking price here on YouTube. Still. So, I am available to do personal readings today. All right, so let's get into it for the Cancer crabs. Okay, so you have the Hierophant, the Fool, okay, the Star, three major arcana back to back: King of Swords, the Tower, Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, the Devil card, Nine of Swords, Three of Pentacles. We're gonna go back over it again, right? I always show y'all the cards. Ten of Wands, the Eight of Wands, Five of Swords, Four of Wands, and last but not least, we have the Sun card. So, just to let y'all know, I'm going back to 10 cards, just so I can make the videos a little bit shorter, right? Faster. I don't necessarily want them to be super duper long, but, you know. So the Hierophant, Fool, Star card. Someone seems to have a level of great respect for you, and they want to hang out with you. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Some of you can't. This is something that is going on right now. Has already happened. The Hierophant is you. You're doing your thing, chilling, right? Yada 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 yada. The Fool and the Star card represents this person who wanted to hang out with you, Cancer crabs. Because at first it looked like they were so respectful, and the two of y'all actually got along well with each other. And then the King of Swords and the Tower represents how somewhere along the lines, King of Swords, you start realizing that this person's not necessarily acting the way that they came off at first. So maybe it could have been a week into it. It could have been a month into it. It usually starts around a month, right? After about 30 days, it really doesn't take that long. That's why it is I don't encourage people to play games, because the game playing usually, you start to notice things about a particular person about after 30 days where you're like, you know what I mean? Usually. And you started to notice things about them. And you realized that some of the things that they showed you, or who they acted like they were from the very beginning, is not necessarily who they seem to be now. The Tower represents how a lot of you, hold on a second. I just want to, shut the light off in the hallway. You know what I mean? Don't want to use too much energy. But the Tower is about how a lot of you, it became a problem for you, Cancer crabs, because the Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Devil, it became a problem for you. You found out, number one, this person was lazy. That's strike one already. Because with Cancers, if you don't have something that you've got going on, you better. You better figure it out quickly. Because the Cancer crabs don't want to hang around some bum. And the only way that they'll allow you to be a bum is if the only way the Cancer crabs are going to allow you to be a bum is if they allow you to be a bum around them. Cancer crabs don't want to hang around anybody that doesn't have anything going for them. Same thing with Capricorns, which is the other half of Cancer crabs. They're not interested in hanging out with anyone that doesn't have anything going for them. That goes for Virgo. That goes for Scorpio. That goes for Cancers. That goes for Capricorns. If y'all don't have anything that y'all got going on, this person, these 4 zodiac signs, they're not kicking it with you. So you can forget it. Right? You can forget it. So you found out that they were lazy. They may not necessarily have had a job. They may have even lost their job due to the storm that we have out here. But they're not looking. They're not. It doesn't seem as if they're putting in any kind of effort to even look. The Knight of Wands. This person can be very combative when you ask them about if they're planning on doing anything about their current situation. They deflect. They make it seem as if they don't know what it is that you're talking about. This is someone whom you're supposed to be dating now. And that ends up turning into a fight. It ends up turning, when I say a fight, okay, not a fight, that's too strong. It ends up turning into a disagreement. Fight's way too strong. But, so obviously a lot of you Cancers are not having it. So the Nine of Swords is about you've been trying to, you're in bed trying to rack your mind, trying to figure out, well, okay, what exactly are you going to do? How are you going to approach this situation? Because, Cancers like to approach, sometimes even though it doesn't necessarily work out well, the Cancers like to approach certain situations strategically, which you have to say is to be expected. But, because they are the crabs, they can walk forward or they can walk diagonal. So you're trying to figure out what are you going to do next? Are you going to leave this person? Are you going to talk, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to try to start a fire up underneath this person's rear end? What's going to happen? So you were trying to figure out what exactly was going on with this person and how you can actually approach this situation. The Three of Pentacles represents, obviously you didn't approach them just yet. You're asking your friends about this situation, right? Or maybe even your family, right? But then with Cancers, the friends that you keep around you and your family are kind of the same people. To each their own. Anyway, so you're asking them what's going on. And they tell you X, Y, and Z. And the Ten of Wands is that you're like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and say something to them. So this is you like, you don't want to say something, but you're going to say something to them. The Eight of Wands, the communication, that you tell them what's going on. Hey, listen, X, Y, and Z. The Five of Swords. They get out of here with all that. Cancer crabs, get out of here with all that. I ain't trying to hear all that. Get out of here with that. So now the Four of Wands and the Sun represents how this is a situation that may end up being in jeopardy. And to be honest with you, it is kind of a weird ending now that you look at it. Because it's like the card that came after the Five of Swords is the Four of Wands and the Sun card. Now you'd be asking yourself like, okay, like this ain't a bright and chipper one. What does this mean? Well, we're going to clarify it. Let's clarify the Sun card. Okay, cool. I was just making sure. Here we go. All right, so you have the Four of Cups, Ten of Cups, ooh, and the Seven of Cups, ooh. So the Four of Cups is you giving them some sort of suggestions that they can do, and maybe even a side hustle, maybe even something where they can apply for a job, go out looking for a job, helping them, stuff like this. And like I said, they don't want to hear all that. And then the Ten of Cups is like, you're thinking about dumping them. Now what? Hold on, I'm going to explain. And then you have the Seven of Cups. It's up to you. Some of you Cancers will dump them. Some of you will cut them some more slack just for a little while longer and trying to help them get on their feet. And the reason, now again, no one wants to get a bad reading. But again, right? And this is, too, the problem, I should say, I guess if you can call it a problem, with my channel, right? People don't like the things that I say on this channel, so they like to make it seem as if somehow I'm unprofessional and crap like that or something like that because I give someone a reading like this. But at the same time, if I was so bad of character, then I would see these cards and I would gas your head up and be like, oh yeah, everything is great and everything's, oh yeah, you're going to get a Rolls Royce by next week. So obviously no one wants to get a very harsh reading like this. But at the end of the day, in the spirit of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, equality, right? The Moorish tenets, right? I won't allow myself to lie to y'all, right, in good faith and be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, you Cancer crabs have the world coming to y'all. So I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions. People come to me, private readings, stuff like this, and they do all types of mess where they do things to pick fights. And I have witnesses to this stuff, where they pick fights and they start, and then when they because they can't take any of the goofy stuff that they do back, and then I start cooking them. Now it's like, well, you're being unprofessional. No, if I was being unprofessional, right, then I would tell y'all some BS. I would, stuff like that. But I'm not going to do that type of stuff. So, like I said, I'm just preparing y'all with these readings so that you can know either what's coming to you or what you're going through right now if you're still going through it. For the ones who are advanced and they're not going through this, great for you. You shouldn't be with this person any longer. Everything that you needed to have accomplished was already done. This person's lazy and they're not gonna want to get up and lift so much of a pinky finger because they have too much internal problems going on. They want to just close the door behind them, right, to the apartment or house or whatever, and act like the world doesn't exist. And that's on them. But a lot of you Cancer crabs are looking at the world, and y'all are looking at it, at least in this disposition, on its face, right, for what it is. And a lot of y'all want to deal with it for what it is. And that's admirable, And you shouldn't be with a person who wants to make it seem as if they're going to just ignore the world away. So let's clarify the Devil card. Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, which you already have. And the King of Pentacles. And it's so crazy? I'm clarifying the Devil card. You got the Five of Swords, and the Devil card is actually above the other version or the other artwork of the Five of Swords. So, the Devil is showing you, these three cards is showing you just how much that person does not really want to get up and do anything. The Knight of Swords, this person may even come off very snippy or disrespectful, combative, tit for tat. You say something to them about how it is that they need to do something with themselves instead of laying around all day. They ain't trying to hear all that. And the Five of Swords is that they telling you off. And the King of Pentacles is about you kind of pulling the weight for the both of you. You know what I mean? So that is kind of sad, to be real with y'all. That is kind of sad. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.